What's up, my dudes? I'm Lego Gun Builds, and happy 40th anniversary of The Empire Strikes Back. This is probably one of the best sequels of all time, maybe the best sequel of all time. It tells such an amazing story through the original trilogy and just through the entire saga in general. It's just such, I mean, it's so many people's favorites. Personally, it's not my favorite. It's close, but um, not quite, but I can remember the first time I saw it. I was very young. The Wampa scared me. Um, or not scared me, but frightened me a little bit. But it was just such a cool and unique movie that just brought so much to the table. And who can ever forget that iconic "I am your father" scene? I mean, just so many cool things. And to celebrate it, I tried to build a mock, but um, I just didn't. At the end of the day, I didn't really feel like actually completing a mock or anything. Um, I got a few things around the studio here, like I tried to make. I didn't finish it. This is just like a kind of a prototype of a custom cloud car mini build thing, but um, at the end of the day, I just didn't feel like building anything. I tried building a mini Echo base, but um, I don't know. I just felt like I should just do kind of a talking thing with you guys, just a little discussion about how much this movie means to me. It was just such a great movie. I grew up with it, from the moment I was little. My dad actually worked in the movie theater when Episode 4 came out in the summer of '77. So my dad was there when Star Wars was first conceived, and it's pretty cool. He's watched Episode 4 like so many times, and he showed them the original trilogy to me when I was really young, and I just love. It just gave me a love for Star Wars that's never gone away. Now I know uh, just so much more about Star Wars than my dad, but I'm a nerd, so kind of makes sense. But just Empire was just such a great movie. What else is there to say? I mean, Hoth was just the first act on Hoth was really really cool. It makes sense. There's a snow planet, kind of like Earth went through the ice age. You had Hoth, which was incredibly uh, cold. You had the snow speeders, which were cool. The AT-ATs. I mean, who doesn't love yourself a good AT-AT battle? Am I right? The Tauntauns were pretty cool. Echo Base, the shield generator, all that was just really cool. You know, it felt like episode 8, it somewhat copied that in a way, um, which I don't really like, but, um, just Hoth was just so original. It made sense. It just felt well placed in the story. Luke had some time to grow in the Force and learn more about things. He's on his way to becoming a Jedi, not quite there. That's why he's arrogant and faces Vader too early. Doesn't listen to Master Yoda. Um, and speaking of Master Yoda, the second act with Dagobah, that was just really awesome. Like, just some of the lessons that Yoda teaches Luke. Like, people quote Yoda all the time, and he has just some amazing lines. And they did so much magic with just a little puppet. It was just such a cool experience. It gave us more insight on the Force than Obi-Wan gave us in Episode 4. It made things a lot more clear on how Luke should go about things and how the Force worked and everything. Um, it gave us also some insight on, like, before, during the Clone Wars era, just like Yoda, how he feared Luke would turn into another Vader and everything. But, just how George managed to do that all with just a little puppet, it's just kind of amazing to me. Uh, and then, of course, the asteroid field, that was just really cool, and the giant space worm. That's just such an iconic scene. And let me tell you, that soundtrack, though. Love the asteroid field theme. Thank you, George Williams, or George Williams, John Williams, George Lucas, John Williams. Thank you, John Williams, for just such an amazing music experience too. I mean, you can instantly recognize it. Anyone can recognize nearly any Star Wars theme. Like, it's almost a genre of music itself. And yeah, the soundtrack for this movie is truly great with all the inclusions of the Imperial March in it. Really, really great. Um, and then Cloud City. I love the idea that there can be life on a gas giant because Bespin is a giant gas planet, and they they're living up in the clouds, which seems like a kind of futuristic thing that we would do one day with humanity. But um, I just love the concept of a floating city. It looks cool. Lando, like Lando being introduced, with a past that we don't know about, was pretty intriguing. And honestly, people give Lando a bad time in Episode 5, but honestly, he did nothing wrong. Like, he's just trying to keep the Empire out, but and then Luke going to face his dad, one of the best duels ever, just really showed how powerful Vader was, that he had really given himself to the dark side, and that he was no match for Luke, and that Luke did need to listen to Yoda, that Yoda was right. Um, yeah, but Episode 5, and also the galaxy at the end, most people think that's the Milky Way. I'm not sure if it is, but that was also just cool to speculate about, like, oh, there's another galaxy. But Episode 5, just so cool, so cool. Just a phenomenal movie. I can't believe that it's 40 years old at this point. Like, it's just so amazing. How far Star Wars has come in that time, and I know I'm saying that like I'm old. My dad has seen it from the very beginning, and but even just in my lifetime, we started in my life. All the Star Wars media that was out was like a few video games in episodes 4 through 6 and 1 and 2. When I was born, episode 3 was still in the making, and then for most of my childhood, it was just 1 through 6 and a few video games. That was it. And honestly, I was pretty happy with that. And of course, you had the Lego sets, obviously. But, I was pretty happy and content with that. And when I saw the trailer for episode 7, I was in 5th grade. Dude, I was so stoked. Like, around that time, I was starting to learn a lot about the deep lore of Star Wars, and I got so excited just from the teaser. It was awesome. And now the sequel trilogy are my least favorite Star Wars movies, but what are you gonna do, right? You know, uh, but some of the things Disney has done with Star Wars have been pretty cool. Like, I enjoyed Star Wars Rebels, season 7 of Clone Wars, always great. The Mandalorian, who doesn't love that? Uh, some of the video games, especially Fallen Order, has been great. I know people gave it a bad rap a lot of the time, but the Battlefront series with EA, DICE did a really good job with that. Um, but yeah, just seeing how far Star Wars has come, and just in just my lifetime, has been amazing. And I haven't been alive for, um, thinking of the span of Star Wars. I haven't been alive for that for too long. I mean, Star Wars is much older than I am, and it's just cool to see the legacy that this movie kind of leaves behind. Um, so yeah, let me know what you guys think of Empire. Just let's just talk in the comments. Just tell me what you guys like about the films. Which one's your favorite personally? Kind of an unpopular opinion. My favorite movie is Episode 6. Actually, I might do a video one day about why it's my favorite, but. Um, yeah, just tell me what your favorite movies are, some of your favorite games. My favorite game, I'd probably have to say Fallen Order. I don't know. But my favorite Star Wars Lego set, I can never pick one. There's just so many good ones. Yeah, just talk with me in the comments. let me know about some of your experiences with Star Wars and what you think about things. So with that, I will leave this video. If you enjoyed, smash a like. Again, just comment your opinions down below. Let's chat about it. I love talking Star Wars, so yeah. Subscribe, turn on notifications, just helps the channel. It's free. You can always unsubscribe. Just shows your support. There's always more content on the way for you guys, and I will see you guys next time. This is LEGO Gun Builds signing off.